What's going on, guys? This is Gainz Gaming. Today we are talking about the brand new update that is coming very soon to Rise of Kingdoms, most likely in January, that is going to be featuring armament replacements as well as changing in gold heads for new commanders. Stay tuned in this video while we go over the face-to-face with the developers and talk about what this means for Rise of Kingdoms going into 2025. If you guys are new here, this is Gainz Gaming. I'm a sponsored content creator with Rise of Kingdoms. So if you do enjoy Rise of Kingdoms content, make sure you drop a subscribe and a like down below. Now let's get right into this. So the one thing I love about the face-to-face with the developers is that they give a ton of information here. And the first one here is, what are your future plans for armaments? Now, armaments are one of the newest features of the game that have a lot of mixed feelings, because a lot of times you invest a ton of time and sometimes money into armaments and they are completely useless because you're getting the wrong formation, you're getting the wrong inscriptions. And so this, I think, is going to be great. They are planning on adding a new armament conversion feature in January of 2025. This feature will allow you to spend materials, not sure what these materials will be, potentially new materials, to convert existing armaments into new ones. This will make it easier and more cost effective to develop new formations without starting from scratch. I think this is great, especially because they are adding new formations as we go as well, and new commanders that are going to be benefiting from those formations. For example, with like Luce, Gorgo, William, we have the arch formation, and that's going to be better than the wedge formation because they do normal attack damage. So I think this is a very good thing. So for example, you can convert the wedge armament honors of the Pantheon into the arch armament emblem of the North. Once converted, the armament's rare and special inscriptions will be adjusted to match the new formation. Now, what I think this means, based on this right here, is that you are only going to be able to do this if they have an inscription. Kind of like being able to reset the stats on them. I don't think, like this one for example, I don't think I'll be able to change this into a wedge formation because it does not have the inscription. I think it needs an inscription to be able to do this. I could be wrong, but that's just my guess based on this, just because that's what we've seen in the past as well. And also, the higher the rarity and number of inscriptions, the more items you will need for the conversion. The required items will be acquired through KVK events and in-game bundles. I don't love that. I don't love that it's going to be a kind of pay to win thing where you can get more of these materials from spending money. I don't love that. However, obviously the whales with more marches are going to be the ones that need this the most. So we'll have to see what this actually means. But I think it is good that you can get it from KVK and different events. We just need to see what those actually look like. I just hope it's not behind too much of a paywall. The second question here is about vacation permits, just being able to revoke them. Not a huge deal because this is still a relatively new feature, but I think it's a good idea to be able to, take them back if you don't want to give them out. But also being able to reduce the passport pages if you need to migrate while you're on vacation. Next year, we have the Imperium system. Now, the Imperium system is not a perfect system in my opinion. I think it's not the greatest way to measure strength of kingdoms because you have a lot of kingdoms that just have a ton of deadweight players that contribute to higher power overall. And, they're an Imperium kingdom, but they're not really on the same level as some A seeds, some even B seeds. And so I think the focus on power, I think, is too much right now. I think they need to implement more into deads, more into kill points. I think these are much more important than overall power. Now, one other benefit with migration is that the passport page automatic restock feature will be coming very soon. In alliances with member limit of 100 or more, a weekly limit section will be added to the alliance shop. This section will be automatically restocked with a certain number of passport pages each week, and this will not cost any alliance credits, which is great. And then you can buy them using your individual credits at 600,000 per passport. Any unpurchased passports will be stored in the alliance shop, but there is a cap on how many will be stored. The stock items in the weekly limit section is exclusive to each governor. Other alliance members purchasing items will not affect the stock available to you. That's really nice. I think that's great. Now, here is the meat and potatoes of this. Will there still be a commander swap event mentioned at the offline meetup, and when will it go live? Their plan is being finalized for this and will be launched in a future version. This is most likely coming in January 2025, as it says down here. Rather than adding a direct commander reset event, we will be granting each participating governor 2 commander swaps at a certain cost. Not sure what that's going to look like. Again, I hope this is not behind a paywall. Each swap allows you to choose 2 commanders with some exceptions. I'm assuming you can't do like Minamoto. and swap their levels, skill levels, and star levels. To help new players catch up on developing their commanders before entering Season of Conquest, we do plan to launch this event in New Kingdoms around the end of Season 2. Each character can participate once, and then they will also be introducing other events to help acquire Season of Conquest commanders. That way you can swap into Season of Conquest commanders, which I think is great. So for example, if you max Edward of Woodstock and you're like, I'm never going to use this again, you can take that Edward and you can transfer that into a Season of Conquest commander, potentially get like Zeuge and max out Zeuge instead, and then switch out your 1111 Zeuge and then switch that out for your maxed out Edward, which I think is fantastic. And then for a majority of players, for kingdoms entering Season 3 or later, we plan on launching a one-time event in January of 2025. Once the specific launch schedule and event details are confirmed, we will be notified. Now, I really hope that this is going to be free. I hope this is not like spend $20 and you can change around a commander. Obviously, that's going to be worth it for a lot of people, but for people that are free to play, we need to have an ability to get this for free. I hope they just send this out to everybody and you can do it with one commander. You got one shot, choose wisely, right? So I hope that's the case. Personally, I have no idea what I'm going to do in the situation. I'm going to have to really think about that and see what I want to do, but I think this definitely could be a very, very solid quality of life update for the game. I think this is something that we've been seeing a lot, requested a lot, is like, let me change around my commanders because I invested in this and I don't use it anymore. Give me something I can actually use. Now, this next one is something that I have actually been pushing for in my contact with the developers. Can we get an epic ranged commander to help us experience ranged play at a lower cost? After the release of version 1.089, we plan on introducing an epic ranged commander. Governors in Season 2, 3, and Season of Conquest will be able to obtain this new commander by opening gold and silver chests in the tavern. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is phenomenal. You can basically max this commander immediately. So if you don't have a ton of epic heads saved up, definitely start saving up your gold and silver coins. But for people that, just have a ton of epic commander sculptures saved up, like 2, 3, 4, 5,000, you'll be able to max this commander immediately. So for a lot of people, you don't have to worry about it. You just need to unlock them. But if you are somebody that is still maxing out your epics, make sure you are saving up your gold and your silver keys. Now, there are a couple other things that really aren't that important, such as how they design commanders, doing the remastered map again, and also just how you unlock Prime Ragnar if you didn't start when the event was going on for the King of all Britain. So there are going to be other ways to unlock him. Not a whole lot of important information besides the armament switching, the gold head reimbursement essentially. I think those are the two biggest things in this event. Now, when I look at the commanders that I have and what I'm planning on doing, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do, because like if I'm able to trade in, who is a good example? I mean, Pakal. I could trade in Pakal and I can max out another commander. Like I could max out Ragnar. Obviously not this one. I can max out Ragnar Prime. That'd be a better example to use. I could max out Ashurbanipal. That's another commander I've been thinking about doing. If you are somebody that's been thinking about range combat, I mean, you could go ahead and max out Gonzalo. That'd be a great opportunity as well. You can max out the new Shajar commander. You can max out a new Garrison, etc. There's a lot of different options that you can run with this. So I'm excited to see what this really means, what it's going to look like when it comes into game. For me personally, like I think if I'm able to max out Ragnar and be able to just trade in the commander and get a max Ragnar, or same thing with an Ashurbanipal, like I'll gladly do that. I think that's great value. I certainly would do that. So I'm excited to see what this brings. I mean, honestly, I could even save it and wait for the next cavalry. I don't know if it's going to be something that just sits in your bag and you wait until you can use it. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, or if it's going to be like, okay, you have 7 days to use this, use it or lose it. I hope that's not the case. I hope they let you save it and use it on a commander that you want to use. So whether that's a new cav commander or another commander in the future, I think that'd be a good idea to let us save it, but I honestly have no idea what their plan is with that. But let me know what you guys think down below about this update. I think this is going to be a great quality life update for a lot of players. Let me know what you think down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Rise of Kingdoms content. Have a great rest of your day.